Thank you, and there should
Welcome
be a
to
prepared
the
video for
International
this
Conference
presentation,
on
so
Postal
please kick it.
Automation. I will talk about last mile consumer orchestration. And my name is Petri Prinsis. I work at PostNord as a senior business developer, and I've been at least over 20 years in the business, and I have previously also worked a lot within operation and the technology that belongs to operations. So, as you know, the logistics part of our business are growing, especially now under this pandemic. And that has created a lot of opportunities. And this is how we take advantage of the trends. The volume of e-commerce is growing, and one of the reasons is that the frequency of purchases increases. Also, free shipping will face competition from various opt-in and member solutions like Amazon Prime or Costco member or something similar. More warehouses are being put into operation near urban areas. They provide the condition for faster and shorter deliveries, and the speed removes one of the frictions to order via e-commerce, and it means that you do not need any foresight. And you can compare that with a physical store. More delivery channels are also being developed and more are being added, which means increased freedom of choice. It will be easier to find a channel that does the job for getting the delivery done and where several options are closer to home. And to summarize that, so we have these 3 bullets: more frequently, faster delivery, and deliveries closer to you. So that's why we created this what we called last miles orchestration, the next generation of logistics. This maybe is a little busy slide, but I try to explain that. So in the end, we have the consumer, and our target is that the consumer is in full control how and when they want their packages to be delivered. And also, several consumers will also choose a value-added service for further enhance their experience and get their job done. And it all starts with a consumer buying online. And soon after an order, an EDI data is registered in our system and the customer journey can begin. We will then pick up the item and it will go into our efficient operations. Everything from index, sorting, transport, hub handling is controlled and optimized. We maximize our infrastructure and asset utilization all the way to the receiver. And this is a part I can talk a lot about, but this is not the scope for this presentation. And then we come to the last mile, and you can see our last mile channels, and we have some kind of traffic light. That means that if you have a red, it's a congested channel, and if it's green, it has more capacity. And this is what we try to control with the last mile logistic orchestration. So the last mile is a set of delivery capabilities that from time to time has different utilization and capacities. From the first event, from index to the last event before delivery. During the life cycle, several optimization iterations are carried out. With other words, we try to manage our last mile channels as efficient as possible, but also giving the freedom of choice for the receiver. Way. This is what the consumer see. Your order has been shipped, and from our point of view, oh, now things gets real. We have a real consumer waiting for us to deliver to them. Or to what Steve Jobs says, you have to start with the customer experience and work back towards technology and not the other way around. So what do that concludes to? It concludes that the recipient is all that matters. That means no matter if the recipient is a consumer or a company, they have the same need to get something delivered. It is the recipient who ultimately pay for the goods and transport. The seller and the transporter are fulfilling the recipient's needs. They who will do this best and do the recipient's job will be hired again. It shall be an advantage for the seller to expose us as a delivery option. It is called consumer-driven logistics, where are the needs of the receiver, and if we can fulfill that as good as possible, we will also be hired again based on their experience. So how will the consumer or receiver get into the control of what will happen with their parcel? PostNord app. And the app have several functions that I can talk about, but instead I have a little movie that will tell him all of the details of the functions the app currently have. So over the years, we have created this digital ecosystem around both the consumer and customers. And let's check out this digital consumer journey in more details. So we offer the checkout widget to our customers. We have tracking approximately 7 times during a life cycle of a parcel. We have this flex change where you can choose where you want your parcel to be delivered, especially for different types of product. And when you pass a service point where you have a partial verify, you can get the ping in the app, and the collection is made smooth by using our digital ID to identify you as a consumer, and that is a massive reduction in queuing and handling times at the service point, meaning that you don't have to show any identification at pickup. It's already done in advance. Furthermore, we have a digital lock integrating platform that is in production with our partial boxes, and we have done the numerous pilots in car delivery and in box delivery, in fridge delivery, and in containers. So this is one way how we use the digital locks. You also give instant feedback in our app to the developers and also to our service personnel if you're unhappy or happy of the experience. And shortly you will also be able to do returns in the app as well, and that has already been introduced recently, and you will not need to have return labels in the outgoing parcel anymore. The digital e-tailer journey. Likewise, we have done the same thing for our transport buying customers, or what you could say, the e-tailers. As I said before, we offer delivery checkout to our e-tailers with a widget that can be integrated into their web shop. If you need, we also have the biggest 3PL operations in the Nordics serving e-tailers. We have a customer portal with almost over 400,000 active users where they proactively update ETAs with machine learning algorithms. This information can also be used to set up proactive notification. Our biggest customer use our portals as their operational tool and administration of their consignments. We also offer click and collect solution to our retailers where they can shortly to have over 1,000 connected stores for pickup and drop off, an extension of the Pudo network, and that relieves also our service point and upside for retailers driving traffic into their store. Obviously, there are lots of advanced reporting is done in the portal as well. So why we are doing this? We want to make the journey as friction-free and provide a remote control towards our sending customers. Upsale and extra sales, we are already working with digital. And the one who owns the digital consumer and customer journey will also be the ones sitting on the ability to orchestrate the last mile capacity with a prerequisite to handle the growth in e-commerce. In the last years, we have more than double-digit volume increase. When you orchestrate, you can also delight and create flexibility for the consumer by offering choices based on personal preferences during transport. Again, the one who owns the digital consumer and customer journey will also be the ones leveraging upsales, extra sales, or someone else will do it. What is the outcome of this? So our app has approximately 1.7 million users per month, and they have a control of approximately over 500,000 parcels per day. They can choose when, where and how the parcel should be delivered, thus making every day easier for the receiver. So we already seen an increased number of disruptors leveraging business in our data. This is a race against time, and the smartest guys and girls will win. So what can we do? Make sure that to be hyper relevant in digital channels, be smart in how you share your data, and make digital your core business. And to end this up, I have a short video kind of emphasis how it could look like. It's pretty far-fetched, but it maybe says something. Unfortunately, the narration is in Swedish, but it's a subtitle in English, so please pay attention.
ETA 947.
Om dagens e-handel är videobutiken på hörnet så är morgondagens Netflix. Tänk dig en framtid där ingen längre tänker på leveransen, där logistik bara är synonymt med ett friktionsfritt flöde av upplevelser. Det är en tid där kunden har full kontroll, där de vet exakt vad som ska hända och när.
ETA 941.
Tänk dig en framtid där flexibilitet är allt, där leveransen intuitivt anpassas efter kundens behov, utan bök, utan stök och helt utan irritation.
ETA 952.
Då får vi det svåra att kännas som den enklaste, mest självklara sak i världen.
So, thank you for listening, and if you want to be in contact with me, it's here. Thank you.
So thank you, Petri, for that video presentation. And just to say that Petri will be joining us live for the Q&A session that follows the final paper. So just to remind you that you can raise questions on the site. Please raise them online for the Q&A panel to follow our final paper of this first session. And I will introduce Santiago Munoz, a sustainability manager from Correos in Spain, to talk about the Senator project, a new urban logistics model. So over to you, Santiago.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you also Canada Post to provide us the opportunity of share with you the Senator project, which the project that we are coordinating. And also let me thank Petri, Stephen, and also the keynote speakers, because they provide the perfect introduction for Senator. I try to connect all presentations because in Senator project we put together some ingredients from every presentation before. Well, I'm Santiago Munoz. I work in the International Relations and Sustainability Deputy Direction. I'm also coordinating the Senator project. Senator project is a European project funded by the European Commission, and it responds to the challenge that the Commission to develop a shared and connected transport to deal with the on-demand economy, to provide low emission transport. So as Julian mentioned and also Florian, this means that we have to, well, the main challenge was how we can change, or how we can turn a flex infrastructure, a fixed infrastructure, into a flexible infrastructure. As Petri mentioned in the video, the last mile delivery, the last mile is not always used in the same way. We don't have the same loads, and sometimes networks have some extra capacity, or maybe they are overwhelmed. So our solution tries to develop an on-demand platform manager module that orchestrates the last mile. So try to put together offer with on demand, not only for one single operator, but for the whole logistic needs in a certain urban area. As we will see in the next slide, this needs to put together all the information from zippers, infrastructure, and also all the logistic needs. And if we can put all together, we can develop some multimodal fleet management and try to allocate the shipments in the specific routes that the recipients have select in advance. Let's say for trying to provide zero emissions delivery if the recipient has decided to use only electric vehicles, and also deploy the fleet policy that the municipality has in place. For instance, allowing or promoting certain types of technologies instead of the combustion ones, or maybe they're allocating big items into big vans and getting the most of different routes. What we try to do is just to merge all the networks through a shared and connected network within all the among all the shippers and players in a certain urban area. So if we can put all together, we should provide added value services like optimization, or improve the transport planning, or maybe reduce the need of vehicles. Try to with the aim of having better cities with less congestion and improving the quality of air. This has to be demonstrated within the project, and because of that, we have two urban living labs in Madrid, in Zaragoza, I'm sorry, and in Spain and Dublin in Ireland. So, what the solution? What is the solution? As I mentioned before, we are building a platform where all the information needed to provide a nice logistic experience is put in there. We aim to put in the same platform all the capabilities of different shippers, for instance, Correos, the postal operator, but also other transport companies in terms of their depots and also the fleet. So if we put all together all the capacity that we can add together, and we can also put together all the needs from the customers, in the platform we can run optimization processes that allow us to provide new services for new commerce to the urban area, and also provide optimization services to operate urban consolidation centers and run these cross-docking processes, all with the objective of getting the most usage of the current networks, and also avoiding to have more vehicles than the strictly needs in the city. If we can put all together, we can also play with the loads and send extra load from one specific operator to other operator that has extra capacity. And finally, as we are monitoring all these operations, this information is very valuable for the municipality and the policymakers, as they can take very good information about the deliveries, where are the congestion, and take all this in and bear this in mind to define the new urban plans, integrating the logistic needs in these urban developments. The consortium it's formed by 11 partners from 5 different countries. We have a 4 million budget and 4 years to deliver the results. In the Urban Living Labs, what we are going to try is, as I mentioned before, to try to run a local regional market consolidation, trying to build more capacity, avoiding the investment. So how we can turn this fixed infrastructure into a flexible one, introducing planning options like parking, or trying to improve the curbside management through booking specific areas of the city to park, so we can avoid double lanes and also the time to deliver the items. This is from the operational point of view, but we also have been able to introduce some a little bit more ambitious in the project thanks to the EU funding, introducing blockchain in the solution that will allow us to increase the identity traceability. When you are trying to merge networks and you are transferring your shipments to other company, the identity is key, and we want that this blockchain solution provide the best, the most reliable information to enable this exchange. Also, to have the information, the authentic information from the IoT systems or the IoT sensor that we can have in certain types of deliveries, like fresh food that has to have the temperature control is key. And finally, but not least important, is to have a transaction traceability. If within the platform, and thanks to the blockchain, we can build a shared platform to exchange events that can provide visibility to other operators of the events that the shipment is having. Finally, at the end of the day, what we want to do is, as Petri also mentioned, is make more conscious customers. Thanks to platform, we expect to provide the correct signal to the recipient in terms of which type of delivery he wants to receive in their homes or their offices or wherever, so they can select the most environmentally friendly one and be aware of the impact of more urgent delivery, because we all are concerned about the environment, but not always is easy to take the good or the best delivery option when you are ordering something through the internet. So this is also an objective of the project, that we want to build more conscious customers. That's all from my side. I will happy to have any discussion during the QA session. Thank you again, Canada Post, to give us the opportunity to be here. Thank you.
So thank you, Santiago, and thank you, Stephen and Petri. We'll now enter the Q&A panel. At the moment, I don't see any questions on the Slido site. Though, yeah, there was one question that did appear, and that question, I think, just to ask if you are posting questions, to put the name of the presenter you would like to ask, or both, if that's if it's applicable. So I think the first question is aimed at Petri, but Santiago may want to answer afterwards as well. And it's, are you looking into autonomous last mile delivery as part of your project, and do you believe in autonomous delivery?
If I should ask that, yes, we are looking into that, but that's more research and development phase, I would say, because, yeah, you have to distinguish between autonomous vehicles and AMR, automated mobile robots, because they're different traffic rules. So if you're less than 6 or 7 kilometers an hour, you can do it one way, but that's very slow then. And if you go faster, you have all the traffic rules and the vehicle safety rules to comply with, and that's very tricky.
Yeah, in addition to what Petri said, we are considering in this multi-fleet manager module the introduction of drones as autonomous vehicles. But when regarding to road and when you want to deliver into the city, as a postman, you not always face the best scenario. And autonomous vehicles and autonomous delivery are, from my point of view, are not ready to deal with going into the houses and going up the stairs, going down, looking for the different numbers of the street. There are a lot of issues when you are delivering on the street that autonomous vehicles today are not very good at solving them.
Okay, thank you very much. I don't think there are any further questions. A quick question for you, Petri. With the app, and you had a very good system there for tracking and also being able to change delivery. How do you handle parcels where a tracking barcode isn't detected or readable?
If we don't have a unique identification, then we can't notify anyone, because then we don't know which data belongs to a unique ID. So that's, of course, is a challenge. So we have a few % where we don't have a party to notify. So usually that goes to a PUDO place, and you get a mail to the address on the label.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, it's one of the problems we face in raw mail with barcode detection loss. So again, is there any further questions? There are none showing in the Slido system at the moment. I'll just give people a few more minutes just in case there are any further questions. While we're waiting, following the Q&A panel now, there will be a 5-minute break where you stretch your legs, grab a coffee or so on, and then 5 minutes later we will you'll be welcome back and we will start session 2. So just checking again, there are no further questions. So once again, thank you for the presenters in session 1. We will now take that short 5-minute break before welcoming you back into session 2. So thank you all, and we'll see you shortly.
Thank you.